I have to tell you my story because each time I tell it, God uses it to save someone. I was walking to the store and I got confronted by these guys that were in a gang, and they picked me at random to take my life. What happened to me is something that can happen to anybody. I wasn't doing anything wrong. All I was doing was just walking to the store. They came at me from the opposite side of the street and walked up on me, and one of them stepped forward and said, "What are you doing out here?" At that point, I wasn't even scared. I had no idea what was going to happen. I said nothing. I'm just chilling. And before I could say anything else, he pulled out a .45 caliber and shot me at point blank range. I fell down and hit the ground so hard that it almost knocked me out. As I was lying on the ground, I saw the same guy who shot me stand on top of me, and he raised it up and he pointed it at me and said, "Peace out, homie." He shot me 7 more times. There was an angel that showed up right in front of me. It appeared in an instant, and it had his arms crossed like this. And while I was getting shot, it was like every bullet that was going into me passed through the angel first. You know, you go through life wondering what your last moments would be like. And at 18 years old, I thought that that was my last moment, and I thought it was over for me. I knew I was still alive because I could hear them laughing. They were joking about how they just smoked me. They were clapping and yelling and celebrating. I could hear them picking up shell casings near me. I wanted to move. I wanted to get up. I wanted to see if I was okay. I wanted to open my eyes. I wanted to scream. But I didn't do any of that because I knew they were still standing there. I heard a car pull up and I heard them jump into the car. And then it just got quiet. I opened my eyes and I sat up. I took my first deep breath and I was like, "Oh God, oh God." I looked down at my chest. It was hard to believe what I was seeing. A lot of it I can't even say on this video. I tried to yell for help, but my voice was halfway gone. I tried to stand up. I couldn't feel my legs. I was in the middle of the street when I got shot, so I was literally trying to get out of the street so I wouldn't get hit by cars. I know you would think someone would have stopped, but they didn't. I tried over and over to get someone to stop. I kept trying to yell and wave one of my arms, but people just kept going. I dragged myself out of the street. I grabbed my cell phone and I called 911. Even though it was hard for me to speak, I told them where I was. When the police got there, they asked me what my name was. They asked me how old I was. They got on their radios and started setting up crime scene tape around me. I tried not to look down at my chest and just keep looking up. Each moment that went by, it was getting harder and harder to breathe. And the officer told me that help was on the way. But honestly, I didn't think that I was gonna make it. I remember when the ambulance got there and they loaded me onto the stretcher. They picked me up and they put me inside the ambulance, and the lady told me to keep my eyes open. So I just tried to do what she said, and I kept my eyes open. They put oxygen on me and started connecting me to different things. It seemed like the longest ride to the hospital ever. But when I got there, there were doctors and nurses doing everything that they could to save my life. It was a crowded room, and I saw so many people standing around looking at me. They all had expressions on their face like, how is he still alive? And when I kept looking around the room, I saw that same angel that I saw on the street standing near one of the nurses, nodding his head. That's about all I remember up to that point. The next thing I remember was I heard beeping sounds. I opened my eyes and saw a nurse standing next to me. I had so many things hooked up to me. I couldn't speak, I couldn't move, but she leaned over my bed and said, "You made it, Marcus." Even though I couldn't talk, it was like she knew that I wanted to know more. She said, 2 days ago, you were shot 8 times. It was a critical situation. You had a procedure that was over 8 hours. So many things were done to me in that procedure that I can't even name them all. I just couldn't believe that I made it. I had the best trauma team and medical staff in the world to save my life. Dr. Thomas Genuine said that he had never done a procedure like mine before, especially one where my vitals and everything was stable the whole time. He said he just kept going. He was able to do everything at once to save my life. I shared this story with you because this is the entire reason why I pray and why I believe. We have so much darkness, so much pain, so much hurt in the world right now. But even through that pain, we serve a God who can do anything but fail. You may not have got shot like me. You may not have had a moment where you almost lost your life, but you've had moments that literally took your breath away. And even in those moments of pressure, God was still with you through it all. I wish I could say everything was okay today, but it's not. I still have pain. I still have a bullet that can't be removed. Pretty much each day I have a moment where I have to pause because it hurts so bad just to stand up. I can't feel my right hand or my right side of my body. But the thing about it is, I'm okay. And God has never lost a battle. We may not understand why certain things happen in this world, but we can trust that He is literally holding us in the palm of His hand. You, the one who is watching this, you are a miracle. Out of everything that's happened to you your entire life, you're still breathing, you're still here, you're still standing, you didn't give up, you made it through every chapter. So many people counted you out, you failed so many times, but through it all, nothing in this world will ever exhaust the grace of God. Even through the darkest moments of your life, God still loves you more than you can ever imagine. This blessed you. Pass it on to someone who needs it.